All right. What's going on, guys? Ray Yards back here with another episode of Third and Long Pick Six Show, Week 10 edition. Yes, Week 10. We are itching closer and closer to the Super Bowl. Can you believe it already? I mean, it's crazy to think that we're already in Week 10. But nonetheless, it is 70 degrees here in Connecticut today on November 12th. Can you believe it? If you're in the New England area, oh man, how can you not enjoy this beautiful weather? This is fantastic. What's not fantastic, though, is we're coming off a 2-3-1 overall week last week, so just a little bit of struggling, but again, be patient. We still got plenty of football left. Get to some positive profit and get above 500. Remember, I keep saying 4 straight years we are in the green. We are above 500, so just gonna keep grinding. This is what happens. It's can't win all the time, so let's just keep on rolling with it. If you haven't already, make sure you go follow me at The Real Ray Yergs on YouTube and on Twitter. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and those like buttons because your support helps grow the channel. So please make sure you guys are doing that. Really appreciate you if you do that. I always appreciate the support. Get right into it. First game on the docket. We have an early game tomorrow morning at 9:30. Yes, in Germany. We are on this game 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time in Germany. So make sure you get this one in. We are on the Seahawks and the Bucks over 44.5. I love the over in this game. Seattle's putting up tremendous amount of points against teams that are just, it's crazy how many points Seattle's been putting up. And I love them to put up a ton of points against a very bad defensive team that has been playing really poorly. And I love to see Tom Brady at least get 3 touchdowns in this game. And I think he does. I think he's going to come in big time strong, coming off a huge 44-second victory last week inside the 2-minute drill to come back and get that victory. As for no play on the side in this one, it's a short spread, but it's really a toss-up in my opinion in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle gets this victory, but it's a big victory if Tampa Bay can get it because they need that victory to get back to 500. So I like the over though in this one. I love taking overs in the travel games, going either into Mexico or England. Now in this case we're playing in Germany, so I love taking overs in these situations. This is great right here. So we're on over 44.5 on this one. Giants coming back this week. I love them at -5.5 against a very bad Houston Texans team. Yes, they are traveling on the road, but it's at that number where I like that they're below a touchdown here because I think that they get at least a touchdown victory against Houston. So at -5.5, I love this pick right here. I love Barkley to have a huge game. Daniel Jones, I think Daniel Jones is going to have a pretty good game as well. I think he's going to throw for at least 2 touchdowns. But the Giants continue to grind and always find ways to win, especially late in the fourth quarter, and that's where their bread and butter is. But the way that their defense plays, especially against a poor offensive team in Houston, this is where the Giants, I think, make a big splash. And with another big victory against a poor team. These are the games you got to win going forward, especially to make your name into that playoff picture. So I like them at -5.5 here. This one, the next game right here, Saints coming off a big loss at home last week, Monday night against the Ravens. And we were on the Ravens at -1.5, which was a really short spread for the much better team in the Ravens. But I like the Saints to bounce back big time this one, even though they're on the road. But I like them at -1.5. Bounce back victory for the Saints at Pittsburgh. Kamara, I'm going to call this one again. Kamara is going to have 2 touchdowns in this one. If you remember a few weeks ago, we were on the Saints. Last week, we were against the Saints. This week, we're back on the Saints. I have a good feel for the Saints this week. I love where they are at -1.5 against Pitt. Pitt, I feel, is playing for a top 5 pick. I don't think that they're going to be going anywhere anytime soon. It seems like they're just plugging and playing right now with players to see where they are for the future. And that's okay. They're in a rebuilding mode. But I think the Saints take advantage of it because the Saints need to keep ground with Tampa Bay for the division in this one. I mean, this division's up for grabs, in my opinion, especially with Atlanta losing again against Carolina. Weird division, but Saints and the Bucks are clear the 2 big teams in this division, and I like the Saints at -1.5 here. All right, next we are heading to some 4:30 games. This one, Cowboys coming back off a bye. I love them at -4.5 at Green Bay. We all know the history and the rivalry with the Cowboys and the Packers and how Aaron Rodgers plays well against the Packers, facing his old coach and Mike McCarthy. But this is not the same Packers team over the last 4 or 5 years. Packers losing to the Lions last week, in my opinion, has set them back so far that I just don't. I don't. They're in a hole that they're never going to be able to get out of at this point of the season. Cowboys are a far superior team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And the way that look at how they've played the last few weeks that Dak has come back, which is just phenomenal. So at -4.5 here against a really bad Packers team, this spread, in my opinion, really should be above 7. And this is no joke, because I think the Packers are getting way too much credit for how many points that they're getting to being at home and for the team that they are. -4.5. You want to say that it smells like a trap? Be my guest. But I think the Cowboys win by double digits handily against the Packers here. Packers, to me, have given up. Aaron Rodgers given up. Defense given up. The whole team, to me, in my opinion, has given up, and it showed last week against the Lions. What more can you say about how good the Cowboys have been playing? They need this game to keep pace with the Giants and the Eagles in this one. So they're going to keep their foot on the gas in this game, and they're just going to continue to roll. Big victory against the Packers here, in my opinion. I love them at -4.5. I think it should be above 7 at least. Cards Rams, we're taking the over 40.5 in this one. This is a really short number, and I like situations like this where it's really short numbers. It doesn't seem like Stafford's going to be playing for the Rams, but that doesn't mean that the Rams can't put up at least 2 touchdowns against one of the worst defenses in the league in Arizona Cardinals. I think that the Cardinals get the victory in this spot, traveling on the road. These are 2 teams that are hungry for a victory, but they're not really going anywhere anytime soon playoff-wise. So Cardinals coming off an embarrassing loss. Rams coming off a bad loss, giving up to the Bucs. Bad situation, but I like them at the over 40.5 in this one. I think the Cards put up at least 4 touchdowns against the Rams. Yeah, that's right. I know. You may think it's crazy, but it's not. Cards put up at least 4 touchdowns against the Rams. I like them at over 40.5 in this situation. Last but not least, Sunday Night Football game. This game is going to be a great game to watch. 2 terrific offenses with the addition of CMC for San Francisco. The Chargers have been really finding themselves really good lately, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They have been clicking. They're at, I think, 5-3 right now. I like where they're at. But this is where we're going. We're going to go with another over in this one. I like the over 45.5 in this game. 2 of the best offenses in recent weeks are going to put on a show in San Francisco Sunday night. I love it. I think Garoppolo. I think CMC is going to be the main factor in this game again. I think he's going to have another huge game against the Chargers. Chargers are struggling on the defensive side of the ball. And the 49ers tend to, have been struggling on the defensive side too. So, with the way that Herbert's been playing, I love where this number's at. I think that this number should be about 48. So I think we're a few points shy where I think it should be. So I like them at over 45.5 for hell of a Sunday Night Football match. There's a lot of great games this weekend, and it was really hard to go through and see where some of the best plays were that we can. Get back on the right track and move forward and get some profit back in our pocket. So, great football week this week. A lot of great games. So I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll run it down real quick one more time. Seahawks, Bucks, over 44.5. Don't forget, that game's in Germany, 9:30 a.m. Eastern start time, so don't forget to get that in early. Giants, -5.5 at home against Houston. Saints, -1.5 at Pitt. We're taking the Cowboys, -4.5 at Green Bay. Cards, Rams, over 40.5. Chargers, Niners, over 45.5. Go grab those winners. Please don't forget to hit the like, share, and everything. Your support helps grow the channel and the show, so don't forget to do that. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful weekend. Let's grab some women's.